Hi there, this is Bill DeWeese, and welcome to another DeWeese Directive. Today I have a quick tip on how to take care of sibilants after the fact, after it's recorded. And there are a number of reasons why a recording might be sibilant, which we won't get into today. But in case you're not familiar with the term, sibilant for our purposes today means any S sound that has that sizzling sound that sticks out above the rest of your speech, that may sound like it splatters a bit, or perhaps it's even not so much sibilant, but maybe the S stretches out too long. So if your S's are a problem and you want to take care of it quickly after the fact, after it's recorded, here's what I do. So as you can see, I have Adobe Audition open. Adobe Audition is my recording editing software of choice. I record all of my voiceovers in Adobe Audition. And one of the reasons I like Adobe Audition is it gives me the ability to quickly maneuver in and out of where I want to maneuver in and out of. And it also makes it very easy for me to adjust volume levels on specific portions of audio, which I'll show you in just a moment. That's where dealing with sibilants comes in. So as you can see, or first of all, let me play this for you. It's just a sentence, a silly sentence or two that has a lot of sibilants. Here we go. Sally said to Superman, "Sir, you are standing on my step." So I've got the S letter several times, 4 or 5 times in here, and I've over-exaggerated the S's for the purpose of this recording. So what we're going to do is, first of all, let's isolate. Let's find the first S, and here it is. So it's an elongated S. And by the way, once you've done this for a while, you begin to get used to what a waveform looks like for a particular sound. And you can just tell by looking at it when it's not right. And I can tell at a glance this is way too long. So the first thing I do to help minimize or eliminate sibilants is I simply take a chunk out of the S. I'm selecting a middle chunk, about a third of the S, and I'm hit the delete key. And now it's shorter. Sally. Okay, which helps immediately. So instead of Sally, it's Sally. It's shorter. Now what I'm going to do is select that S sound again. And in Adobe, we've got this little knob right here. And I love this tool. It allows me to adjust the volume level of the portion of audio I've selected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the volume by about a third. And now listen what happens. Sally said... Now it's starting to sound, Sally, pretty close to normal. I think I want to take out a little more of the S, so let me delete some more, and let me lower the volume level, just a tad bit more. And here's what we have. Sally, okay, that sounds a lot better. Let's go to the second S. Here's the second S. You can tell because it's that solid-looking waveform right there. Again, with practice and time, you begin to recognize these. So there's a big S. And what I'm going to do, this is really long, so I don't want to take just a big chunk out of the middle of it. It might be noticeable, but there are 2 peaks here and here. That's a good place to take some of the S out. So I'm going to take some out there, we'll take some out there, and what the heck, take a little out of the middle. And so now it's this long. So here's what it sounds like. Sally said to... All right, it's starting to sound better already, but I want to lower the volume just a little bit more, again, to minimize the sibilants. And what I like to do is to have the waveform about the same height as the audio leading into it. So in other words, I want this to be about the same decibel level as this. And as you look at that right now, that's pretty even. That way it's neither too soft nor too loud. Sally said... So, Sally said, not bad. Now let's get the next word. To super... Okay, there's another S. Superman. Okay, it's very long. So what I'm going to do, let's do a little more like in real time as I would do it. I'll just take a few random chunks out of the audio to shorten it. I'm going to lower the volume just a little bit, not much. There we go, that looks good. To Superman. Okay, so now here's what we have. Sally said to Superman, "Sir." Here's the next S. So again, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to chop out a few chunks there. We're going to shorten it. And let's just lower the volume level just a wee bit. Sir, you are standing. I like that. So let's go to the next S right here. That's a big, loud S. So let's take out a bunch of that. And again, if it's a really long S, I like to take out in small chunks randomly as opposed to a big one huge chunk in the middle, although I did do that in the beginning, you may recall. and I got by with it. But oftentimes, if you do that, you can actually hear the edit, and the trick is not to hear the edit. So here's what we've got. Psst, I like that. Let's lower the volume just a tad bit. Here's what we have. You are standing on my step. Okay. And the last S, it's a really long one again. So let's take some of that out. Shorten that. I like that. And the volume a little bit lower. And here's what the entire thing sounds like now. Sally said to Superman, "Sir, you are standing on my step." Okay, so that very quickly, just by lowering the volume slightly and taking some of the length out of the waveform, I was able to easily tame the wild S sound. And even when you have really harsh, and that wasn't harsh sibilants, but that's the real sizzly sound, by lowering the volumes somewhat, and you may have to play around to find the right spot, and by shortening the length of the waveform, you can easily, after the fact, minimize or eliminate the sibilance problem. Now, if you speak with a lot of sibilants to begin with, you may want to find some ways to minimize the problem on the front end by using de-essing software, for instance, or maybe find a microphone or some EQ settings that are a little friendlier. Again, that's a discussion for another time. But after the fact in post-production, here's how I quickly deal with sibilance. I hope you find that helpful. And one other note. I am very excited because here very soon, within the next few days, I will be announcing something I've been thinking about and working on for the last couple of years. I've been thinking about it for a few years, but I started working on it recently, and that is my voiceover membership site. This is going to be a monthly membership that you can be a part of for in-depth information, of getting information and coaching feedback specific to your situation. And I'm not going to go into a lot of details now, but this is something that will allow us to connect on a deeper and more consistent basis. I'm very excited. Be watching and listening for that full announcement to come very soon. Again, thanks for checking out today's video. Talk to you real soon.